The 1950 FIFA World Cup, held in Brazil, wasn't just a tournament. It was a chance for Brazil to show the world its passion for football. The nation had just finished hosting the 1949 South American Championship, where they dominated. This only fueled their confidence. Brazil believed this was their moment. They had a talented squad and the support of their people. The team, known as the Selecao, played with a flair and creativity that captivated fans. The pressure was on, but Brazil was ready to make history. Their final match was against Uruguay in the newly built Maracana Stadium. This wasn't just a final, it was a coronation. Brazil only needed a draw to win the tournament. The whole country was ready to erupt in celebration. The atmosphere in Rio de Janeiro on July 16, 1950, was electric. The Maracana, a stadium built for this World Cup, was overflowing with almost 200,000 people. Most were there to witness history, to see their beloved Brazil crowned champions. The Brazilian team was a force to be reckoned with. Players like Ademir, Zizino, and Jair were at the top of their game. Their style of play, known as football arte, was beautiful to watch. They moved the ball with speed, skill, and a touch of samba rhythm.
Confidence was high. Even the Brazilian newspapers declared victory before the match had started. They ran headlines like Brazil, champions of the world. The feeling was that this was just a formality, a chance for Brazil to put on a show for the world.
Uruguay, though, had other plans. They were the underdogs, a small nation with a history of giant slaying in football. They had won the 1930 World Cup, and they weren't afraid of the might of Brazil or the roar of the Maracana. Their coach, Juan Lopez, knew they couldn't match Brazil's attacking flair, so he came up with a tactical game plan. Uruguay would defend deep, close down spaces, and frustrate the Brazilians. They would wait for their chance to strike on the counterattack.
Their captain, Obdulio Varela, was a true leader. He rallied his team, reminding them of their history, their pride. He instilled in them the belief that they could silence the Maracana and shock the world.
The match started as expected. Brazil attacked relentlessly, their yellow shirts swarming the Uruguayan half.
The crowd roared with every near miss, every shot that went just wide. Uruguay defended with discipline and determination.
In the 47th minute, Brazil finally broke through. Friaca, a young forward, scored, and the Maracana erupted. It felt like the start of a rout, the confirmation of what everyone expected.
But Uruguay didn't crumble. They weathered the storm, absorbing the pressure. Then, in the 66th minute, Juan Schiaffino, a midfielder with a knack for scoring, equalized for Uruguay.
The stadium went silent. The impossible was happening. Brazil was being held by a team they thought they would dominate. The anxiety in the air was palpable.
Then came the moment that would forever be etched in football history. In the 79th minute, Alcides Gigia, a winger with lightning pace, received the ball on the right flank. He cut inside, evading a Brazilian defender, and unleashed a powerful shot.
The ball flew past Brazilian goalkeeper Barbosa and into the net. Uruguay had taken the lead. The Maracana was in stunned silence. The remaining minutes were agonizing for Brazil. They pushed forward desperately, searching for an equalizer. But Uruguay held on, their defense as resolute as ever.
The final whistle blew, and the impossible had happened. Uruguay, against all odds, had defeated Brazil in the World Cup final.
The Maracana, meant to be a stage for Brazilian triumph, became a scene of unimaginable heartbreak. The silence in the stadium was deafening. Players and fans alike were in shock. Some Brazilian players collapsed to the ground, overcome with emotion.
The image of Barbosa, the Brazilian goalkeeper, standing motionless in his goal, became a haunting reminder of that day. For Uruguay, it was a victory for the ages. They had conquered the giants on their own turf, in front of a crowd that expected to see them lose.
Their tactical discipline, their resilience, and their unwavering belief had earned them a place in football history.